So I would like to say thank you so much to every one of you for coming on board. All right, and we're going to go through an exciting time today, and I think this is going to be probably the intersection of JD Winner, because we're going to move to something that is different from today onwards. Because once I introduce the 13 margin call, all right, everything is going to change. Okay, everything is going to change. So I have done some statistics. I have some data that I've tested. I'm going to share with all of you so that you can have a look at it. It's just a preliminary test, but the test is quite good. I'm really pleased with the test, and I'm going to continue to do the test, and I'm going to share with the team, okay, on this test that we are doing. Now, let me just get into the slide and let's just proceed. Okay, great. So keep all your questions, all right? You don't have to raise your hand. Keep all your questions. I'll be opening up for the AMA. Ask me anything later on. All right. So first of all, once again, I'm so grateful to have each and every one of you on board. You know that, we do this every week because I put a lot of importance in engaging and interacting with the team. And I think transparency, right, is one of the most important things, because you need to know who are the people behind, okay, behind JD Winner, and especially who is JD, right? That is so important. So now, tonight I have one important agenda, all right, which is the resilience strategy, JD resilience strategy. Please understand, okay, the word resilient is chosen because I am thinking about, creating a strategy that can withstand the market volatility. All right, so that is the most important thing that is required at this moment. Whether the market is uptrending or downtrending, we need to make sure the strategy is resilient. All right, so when we talk about resilient, we talk about withstanding, okay, withstanding any kind of market situation. All right, I won't say things are perfect, okay, please understand. Sometimes the market can really go down, but that doesn't mean you need to have 100 margin call, okay? You are crazy to do that, okay? I will explain to you why later on. So I'm going to share with you the testing results, all right? I'm going to also share the improved coin selection metrics, and also I'm going to give clear instruction for the new users and the existing users. So that is the reason why you see in the Telegram group, right? I keep reminding the existing users, right? Wait for the meeting, wait for the meeting, wait for the meeting, because the instruction will be given during the meeting and everyone else, so we can streamline everything, all right? But when you have impatient people, right, this is where impatient always going to create, is going to kill, all right? People who are impatient are always going to make mistakes. And then when they make mistakes, all right, things become more and more difficult, and then now we have to firefighting for them, you see. So that's why, right, if you are part of JD Winner, right, I think one of the traits of JD Winner that you need to really learn is patience. All right, just learn that, because that can actually save a lot of the life and also the emotions of people. Okay, so please understand that. Now let's move on. So now, before I proceed, okay, I want all of you to understand the priorities. Okay, our priorities. Now, I want to make sure that you understand where we are going as JD Winner, or else you won't really understand what I'm doing, okay, as part of JD Winner here. Now, first thing, all right, please understand at JD Winner, we continuously perform R&D and improve the strategy because the crypto market is evolving every day. So I'm actually doing data collections and statistical analysis ongoing continuously, all right? So that's what basically I'm doing. Now, let me just close the chat room for a while, okay, because that is distracting me. Okay, great. All right, so please understand, okay, so now even if I would give you let's say a 13 margin call, right, some of you may be thinking now, what will be the percentage, because you want to copy the percentage, right? Now let me tell you something. Even if I give you a 13 margin call, all right, my percentage can keep, I can keep evolving the percentage, I can keep changing the percentage. All right, so that is the reason why sometimes, right, it is always good not to give people the percentage, because when they take the percentage, they will then make mistakes. They don't know what they are doing because they don't even understand what is actually represent those percentages and the multiply by and so on. So be very careful, okay, when you are copying something and you don't know, all right, what you are copying, sometimes that can put you into trouble, right? Because I can be still changing those percentages based on the market trends and so on. Okay, so please understand. Now, the second thing I want the team to understand is this is my priority, right? The priority in designing the SYN strategy is threefold. The first is that You see, when I design a strategy, first thing I think is how to preserve users' capital, right? And please understand, to preserve the capital is something that is within our control. We can control that. What do I mean? Example, right? If you look into what I'm doing, right, I always have a capping of how much equity will be used for one coin. That is it. All right. So if, for example, if you look at previously, right, I got 9 margin calls and maximum is only 110. That is it. All right. So if the market goes further down, I don't really care about it because I have protected my capital or preserved my capital at only 110. Now, these are wallet management, these are risk management, and these are crucial, okay? If you are really trading, these are very, very crucial for you. Now, the second thing I'm also looking at how to deliver optimum profitability. But please understand, when we talk about profitability, we are always involving with the uncontrollable factors, and one of it is the market uncertainty. So now, let me ask you something. Between the market and the capital, which one do you think we can control? We can control the capital, but we can't control the market. Can you see that? So this is important. Okay, so these are so important consideration. Okay, and the other thing I'm looking at is the cost reduction. How can we save? All right. Now people are coming back to me and say, why are you still adamant and don't want to follow $15 as your first order? Now let me ask you something. Why do you need a $15 if you can't justify why do you need a $15? And why do you want to increase the user's cost by another $4 per coin? What is it for? You see that? So see, we must understand what we are doing. Because I understand the market, because I understand how the system works, I can basically argue with people, all right? Argue intellectually, all right, with people, because I want to base everything based on data. So if you can justify to me that why do you need 15? It's just because the company recommend and you want everybody's cost to go up. Now just imagine, okay, if I would follow 15, what is going to happen to all of you? I'm going to explain to you very, very shortly. So now when I design a strategy, these are the 3 things I'm looking at. How I can preserve your capital, how I can deliver the optimum profitability, but I can't control that either, right? And the number 3 is that how I can reduce your cost. Now, if I can reduce your cost, you can actually have more coins. Am I right? Can you see that? So that is important. Now, last but not least, okay, the priorities is always the primary mandate is to relentlessly educate our community and to maintain inclusive communication and engagement via Telegram and also the weekly AMA meetup. So you can see what we are doing. I think this is what makes JDWINNER unique, because every time we answer you in the Telegram, we make sure that it is informative and it is also educational. All right, so the people who are in the JDWINNER, I can honestly tell you, right, they are learning so many things that they don't learn elsewhere. And not only that, if you get to the YouTube, okay, Wealthmaker Alliance, which is my YouTube channel, just look at the amount and the wealth of resources there, right? Now, these are the plus point, okay, of being part of JDWINNER. Okay, so I want you to understand, these are my priority. All right. So whatever I do, I am thinking about each and every one of you. Okay, this is for me. I think this is the best thing ever I can do to serve the humanity. All right, especially JDWINNER community. Okay, so please understand that. So now, this is it. Okay, this is it. So I'm going to share with you and introduce to you the game changer. All right, could this become a game changer? All right, could this resilient margin call that I'm going to introduce change everything else and put JDWINNER, okay, into this map of changing people's life? Okay, so this is so important, right? So I think this is going to be a very, very important dimensions, or I would say an improvement that we are actually taking as a team. All right, so I need everyone's cooperation on this. So as we begin to move on this, right, I'm going to see, you know, more and more of us actually being blessed. And also we are preparing for the coming uptrend. But I believe when there is an uptrend, there's going to be a huge downtrend. All right, so we need to get ready. So we need a resilient model, all right, to be able to get ready for this downtrend that is going to take place. Okay, so this is important. So now when I talk about the resilient, okay, please understand, if you initially, all right, those of you who have been with JDWINNER 1.0, you understand that the initially, okay, our number of calls was 9 and per coin was 110. So our total margin call, okay, percentage was about 16%. Now, when I introduce that, right, at that moment of time, when I analyze the market, it's supposed to be uptrending. So many people actually make a lot of profit during that first, I think about 3 or 4 weeks of the time until the China start to begin to manipulate the market and start to crash. Can you see that? So now, so what happened is that a lot of you, okay, start to hit the 9 margin call. Am I right? And some of you are now experiencing longer floating time and so on. But this can be resolved. Okay, this can be resolved with the new improvised, resilience strategy that I'm going to introduce. So now, from the 13%, from the 16%, what we're going to do now is that we're going to improve that by 120% to 35%. So your number of call is now going to be 13. And the per coin, okay, is going to be 155. Now, wait for me because I'm going to justify to you every number that has been used here. All right, so that you understand why is this being selected and why per coin is 155 and the number of call is 13 and so on. Okay, I'm going to explain to you. So do not make any kind of conclusion yet until I finish. All right, and thereafter, let's discuss this together. So now, this will be when I actually activate the 35%, which is 13 margin call. This could be the most revolutionary, innovative resilience strategy that our team can actually experience and enjoy. The second thing is that I'm going to officially release this, okay, later on, which is 11:59, just before the midnight Singapore time. All right. So currently, okay, the time here is about, let me just see that. It's about 7:30. Okay, so we still have about probably about what 5 hours or so, okay, 4 hours or so, okay, before this officially goes live. Now, I'm also going to actually introduce the improved coin selection matrix. Okay, so this matrix will be made available also before 11:59. I will make these things available in the group because this matrix is already ready, right? And the other thing is that please understand. Now, this is very important for every one of you to understand. Now, I studied different, okay, I go into different, market, different analysis and so on. I've studied all these things and I understood that probably we have one of the lowest startup costs, which is about 155 per coin. And the other thing is that we have the highest coin ratio per capital. All right, so I'm going to share with you shortly what will be the coin ratio like. Okay, if you put $1,000, how many coin can you actually open and so on? Okay, compared with other circles. Okay, so and also we want to maintain the first order amount at $10, so not 15. All right, so I'm going to justify and explain to you. I think I did this last week. But once again, I want to make sure everyone is clear so that we continuously don't want to have this discussion in the Telegram group, okay? We want people to understand why I am doing certain things because I am justifying it with the team. So now, if you look into the first order amount, all right, if you select 15%, if you select $15 for 13 calls, your total amount per coin, you have to allocate a total equity of $210. Can you see that? Now, I have improved or saved our team 26% per coin, whereby we maintain $10 and our per coin is 155 only. Now, I'm going to justify with the data. Why is it 155? Why is it that I don't want to choose 15, but I go still with 10? What is it that make it different? Even with 10, we can still have the lower, okay? The lower, which is 155 per coin. Now, please understand, okay? 26% saving is huge. So if I would put $15, you have to, our users, right, have to cough out 210 per coin. And I think that is huge. Right, that is huge. So if you can save 26% of that, can you just imagine you can open more coin? Am I right? So that is a saving that you can actually use so that now you can have more ratio of coin per capital. All right. So this is a very, very important statistic for us to understand the comparison between $15 and $10. All right. So now, so this will be the improved coin selection matrix. Okay, so when we talk about 155, there must be a new coin selection matrix. Let me just enlarge it for you. All right. So that's how the coin selection matrix is going to be. All right. Now, let me just explain a few things so that you can understand how this whole thing going to work. Now, these are the important thing. Okay. If you look at the bottom here in the white box over there, all right, these are basically the important item that you need to read. First thing is that JDWINNER SYN strategy, maximum coin for Binance is 30 and Huobi is 30. This will remain unchanged. All right. And strictly, okay, if you are doing SYN strategy, strictly abide by the trading capital, first order amount, and NOC at all time, please. All right. Now, those people who actually did not follow, okay, this requirement, you will start to see their performance is affected. All right. So you have to follow accordingly. All right. The trading capital, first order amount, and also the NOC. The other thing is that make sure the professional edition is on before you sing. Okay, don't on it after you sing. Okay, before you sing, make sure you on the professional edition, and thereafter, all right. Number 4. Okay, synchronized opening double. Make sure it is off. Okay. Now this is important. Now when you look into why I put 155. All right. Now number 5. The slippage tolerance is already factored for all the trading capital. All right. So I will share with you how did I decided the slippage tolerance. Now, slippage tolerance means that every time the bot buys, the bot will not buy at $10. The bot will buy slightly higher, which is 10.6 or sometimes even $11. So now just imagine, okay, if you put $15, the bot will not buy at $15. The bot will buy at $16. So what is going to happen to your trading capital? All right. So now, because I have already actually embedded or factoring the slippage tolerance, so we do not need to use $15. We can still use $10, but in the total coin equity, right, the per coin equity, we have factored in the slippage tolerance. So please understand that. Okay. So now this is to prevent margin call notification. All right, so that's the reason why one coin is 155. So that will actually prevent. So when you hit 13, right, 13 margin call, let's say, for example, you will not actually have the notification from the bot anymore because you have sufficient fund. Because the slippage cost, the slippage tolerance has already been factored in. Now, the other thing, all right, ensure the fuel and the strategy fee are sufficient. So always maintain your fuel fee, right, above $10 at all time. Okay, so this is important. So you can actually put the notification so that you are reminded by the bot. Every time $10, you can actually make sure you actually recharge it. Now, if you are running big capital, okay, I would advise you put more than that because sometimes you may not really want to see the bot for a few days, right? So make sure you have enough. Now, those people who disobey and the bot stops, all right, the bot stops running because not enough fuel. What happened? Now they have to fill up the fuel. Second, they have to cancel sync and sync once again. Now this is a big headache. All right, don't do that. Okay, make sure you follow up the fuel fee. All right, don't keep it low. Okay, because once the bot touches $2, all right, once it touches $2, the bot will stop functioning. All right, so the fuel fee has to be there. And then if you are doing autopilot, make sure. Because autopilot means you are actually profiting a lot. When you are profiting a lot, because it is a high frequency trading, your fuel fee, okay, will be consumed. All right, please understand. Now, last but not least, 100% is autopilot. So strictly do not alter any trade setting once you have synced. So many people I'm seeing, they are not actually seeing the result that is desired because they go and change the setting. Can you see that? So don't do that. All right, because if you change the setting and you think that you can actually earn much better, probably, all right, it will backfire on you. Because understand, it is autopilot. Unless you are doing manual, that is fine. But if you are doing autopilot, don't ever alter any of the setting. All right. So I hope you can understand the clear picture. So the trading capital that you see here is already factored in with the slippage. Please understand that. Okay. So you do not need to worry. So that is the reason why I do not need to put at $15 as a first order amount. I can still put $10, but I have factored in the slippage. All right, please understand that. So now, if you look into this table, right, it is very simple. Okay, somebody who are new, All right, it's very simple. All that they need is $155. First order amount is $10, and the number of strategies or the coin is 1. So if you have, for example, right, if you say, I want to go for 10 coins. So if you want to go for 10 coins, then you need $1,560. All right. So I'm going to explain to you later on the existing users. For example, right, you are already an existing and you have $110. So now when I activate, okay, the 13 margin call, what you can do, you can actually increase your trading capital by another $45. That's all. So you increase by another $45, automatically your bot will start to actually buy the margin, okay? Because now it can go up to 13 margin call. And let me tell you something. The moment the bot activate the 10th call, the 11th call, you will start to make profit already. All right. So that is the beauty of it, because I've already tested it. So I can actually witness and tell you exactly what is going to happen. All right. Now, those people who don't have the capital, let's say you only have 110 and you are not ready yet. Don't worry. All right. Bot already stop at 9 call. So you will receive the notification. Don't worry about the notification. Just leave it. Now, until you actually have the extra capital. So probably your 110 will start to make the profit for you. And then you can use that profit later on, all right, to actually increase the rest of the margin call. Okay, so please understand that. Okay, so these are things, transition period. So we are going to see some problem. We are going to see the new users are going to be really happy. All right, so this is normal. Those who have capital, they might not have problem. Those who don't have the capital, they might actually feel, you know, they are not able to get in. They can even get more frustrated. Okay, so please understand, do control your emotions, right? Because when we are changing and improving, there are a lot of different factors are involved here, right? Please understand. So now, this is the test result. All right, the test result for the past since the 24th. All right, since the 24th of September. Okay. So this test result, I'm actually going for 10 coin. All right. Sorry, I actually went for 9 coin. First order amount is 10 and the trading capital is 1,400. All right. So now based on this, right, you can see over here, please understand. Okay. Can you see this red box over here? Testing was performed while market is down and volatile. So I think this is a fantastic testing, okay, for the first time, because market is down, so that at least we can see the worst case scenario. Now, if you can make a worst case scenario, okay, a worst case scenario, if you can earn certain percentage. I'm sorry, I think my internet dropped here. Let me just continue. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, let me just continue. Okay. Eva, did I stop here just now?
Excuse me?
Did I stop here?
Yes, we didn't hear anything of what you said in this picture.
Okay, all right. Let me just explain that again. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, all right. Now, this is basically the test result. Okay, the test result that I've carried out. And you know that I have actually used the strategy before I even want to introduce to any one of you. And this strategy was actually tested during the, while the market is down, okay, which is a volatile period. So as I was mentioning earlier, right, if I can actually test this and we can get a good result, or I would say a desired result during the market downtrend, just imagine what will be the result when the market is uptrending and bullish. Isn't that? All right. So now let me just quickly show you, okay, the result. This is the 4 days result. So we have on the 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. All right. Today's result is still in progress. Okay. Now you can see, all right, on the 24th, okay, we have about 0.81%, 25th about 0.65, 26 about 0.85, and also 27 0.71. Now, if you look, all right, if you look into the arrow here, okay, the arrow here represent market is down. All right. So these 4 days, every one of us know that the market was down. All right. So this result, okay, is an excellent result to be able to see how this strategy, resilience strategy, work when the market is actually down. All right. Now, let me just show you quickly, okay, on the cumulative profit so far, okay. This is a 4 days result. The cumulative profit is about $42, and the cumulative profit in terms of the percentage is about 3.02%. Now, let's break this down into average, all right? The daily average profit is about $10.76. So the daily average profit, okay, is about 0.77%. Now, can you tell me, is 0.77% a good result, especially when the market is downtrending and moving sideways? I think that's a brilliant result. Am I right? Now, just imagine, right? If you make an hypothesis, if the market is uptrending and the market is bullish, right? What do you think is going to be the result? All right. I don't want to imagine about it, but I really prefer to see what is going to happen in the month of October as we start to release this resilience strategy, okay, today, all right? So this is just to give you an idea, okay, what are we really looking at here based on the 4 days result. Now, what I'm going to show you here, okay, probably will shock you because there are things probably you won't get, you won't be able to discover in so many other circles, all right? But these are some of the analysis that I am doing or I used to do if I want to decide any kind of strategy. Because at the end of it, right, I want to make sure every one of you are having a resilient strategy. So we have to prove everything by data. Now, this is basically the 9 coin. Okay, can you see that? That's 9 coin over here that was actually running on 13 margin call. So this data was collected on the hourly basis. A total sample so far for the past 4 days is about 92 samples, all right, as of today, 4 o'clock. And this is for 9 coin. Now, the average margin calls, okay, are between 5 to 6. Can you see this blue? Now, this blue, you can see that. And on an average, right, the margin call only managed to go as low as average about 5 to 6 margin call. We only have one, which is a Tezos XTZ that goes all the way to 10th call. That is it. Right, can you see that? Now, isn't this awesome to be able to see the real test result and also be able to see the distribution of the margin calls and how actually, okay, this whole test is actually working, right? This is important. Now, do you see the difference here? The difference here is what we call a slippage tolerance. So when I collect this data, I also actually look into the slippages. So you can see the slippage, right, is at least about 11%. All right. So that simply means every time the bot actually places the order, it is not exactly $10. Can you see that? On an average, okay, on an average, it can be 10.5, 11.4, 11.37. Can you just imagine that? So that is the reason why the slippage, okay, differences is about an average of 11%. So now, if you look over here, right, the slippage justification, so this is the real data. So I use the real data and I use 11.2%. So if you look into 13 margin call, right, 13 margin call, I only need about $140. So how did I actually decided 155? Because of the slippage tolerance. So by adding the 11.2%, okay, into the 140, that will be 155 per coin. So now, can you see that? Now, this protects you because, or else, right? Or else when you hit 12 margin call, you will start to have the notification because you don't have sufficient fund. All right. Now, with this data that has been collected, now you can have the peace of heart because you won't be facing frequent, okay, or I would say probably you won't even face the notification because the slippage tolerance has already been factored in. So now, instead of me making first order amount 15, I make the first order amount 10, but I added the slippage tolerance so that we do not need to put 15, but we can still have 10, but we add another 11% on top of the total requirement of the equity. All right. So I hope you can get, okay, you can get, this is basically statistical analysis, okay, and this has to be done only with the data collection. Now, let me just quickly bring you to the board, okay, let's look into the board. All right, now, as I mentioned, right, I have about 9 coins here, okay, there are 9 coins here running, And you can see, right, all these coins are currently in red, all right, in red. But let me just shock you a little bit, okay? Although it is in red, let me go to the revenue. Now, although it is in red, okay, I've shown you earlier from 24th to 27. So although today, right, market is red, can you see that I am still profiting? All right, $3.38. I'm still profiting. Now, let me just quickly show to you what is happening, all right? Oh, sorry, I can't press this anymore, right? Okay, all right, just want to show you this, okay, quickly so that you can actually watch what is happening and we are still profiting, all right? So I will go into that later and show you more detail about it. Currently, it is already hang, okay? So let me just move on first. All right, so that's basically the resilient performance monitoring and also the slippage study. All right, just to give you a justification why I do what I do and why I decided certain thing, because it is based on the actual data. All right, not based on any kind of recommendation. All right, we want to base on actual data. All right, so that is important. Now, let's move on.